closing out games.
Yes.
It's been an issue the last couple of weeks. Just where's the focus on that, and is there a common thread there that can be corrected on your end?
Yeah, it's not really like when you go in and you play people that don't press and you're having issues. Like that's the main thing. Like when you go and face someone who's going to press you the whole time and get you there, run and jump or zone press you, you get a lot of prep work, from that. Our last couple games, we had those turnovers, but we really didn't have very many against Penn State. We step on the sideline in the half court. Mason catches the ball even though it's coming full court in the half court, and he flashes and he ends up being a turnover and just gets killed. He gets fouled by two different people. He gets fouled by one guy multiple times. And then we had the costly one there at the end. We just simply didn't square up and look at our rim. We kept what Justice Suing did where we stole the ball from Ohio State at their game. We did the exact same thing. So when you catch the ball, you look at your rim. And people think, well, it's pretty common, sense that you would do that. But when you feel comfortable about catching the basketball and then just throwing it back to the inbounder, you turn your body that way. And when you open up and square, you have sideline, you have inbounder, you have middle, and you have long opposite. So you have four options. When you turn your body, you have one to possibly two options, and now they can just streak and get that steal. And that's obviously what happened right there. So it wasn't as bad. What's as bad as it's on top of each other. So you have a game where you struggle with it, then you have another game. So we break the press two different times against Rutgers. Then we got a guy who throws the ball across his body just coming up the court, and just two Rutgers. Then we have another where we dribble it and we've broken the press. And then we have a guy who just tries to dribble through two people, and then so it's not really the press that's doing it. It's more of kind of getting out of it and then people picking up the heat and then just not being fundamentally sound. So that's what we got to do. We got to be fundamentally sound. And then I wouldn't use the word relax, but we break it, and then problems are existing. So I don't have a great word to say like what's happening there, because it's multiple different things. But you just got to be fundamentally sound and make those plays. But
is Fletcher's funk right now just a matter of shooting out of a slump a little bit?
Yeah, it's when you see it with young guys that got to go through it, and they get to the end, where just he needs to get lift, in my opinion. As long as he can get his legs into it, I think that's more of the work than anything. But obviously he's a confident, guy, and he's just got to keep taking good shots. And I know it's frustrating for him more than anything, because he's a really good shooter, one of the best shooters we've had here.
Matt, you win the Big Ten by 3 games, win the tournament. Is that something you personally have taken a moment to reflect on, or do you wait till the offseason?
Yeah, not really. Obviously it happens. You're aware that it happens, but you move to the next game, right? And so this is a little bit different for us, because this is the first time we've had, someone on the play-in game. So we've normally known our opponent at this time, and now we're kind of waiting for our opponent. And I'm that way in the Big Ten tournament. Our assistants go do a lot more of the prep work than I do. But I always go through there and I said, well, who do you guys all think is going to win this game? Then they all give the answer, and it's normally the same team. I said, well, then the other team's going to win. And so, a lot of our guys thought Michigan was going to win. I said, okay, then prepare for Rutgers, because then they're going to win. Whoever you guys think is going to win, the other team's winning. So I said the same thing to them after the word. I said, well, who do you guys think is going to win? They said, I said, okay, prepare for that other team then. That's part of getting on a neutral court and getting into a tournament format.
Coach, what are 3 keys to success that you might have as you guys look to move throughout the tournament?
Taking care of the basketball. The one thing that kind of bothers us is that we had a stretch in the Big Ten where we turned it over 17, 16, 17 times in a 3-game period. Then we go to the Big Ten tournament, and we don't turn it over from a volume standpoint. It was just the costly turnovers and how we did it. And so that's what holds it. But our total turnover number was really good in the Big Ten tournament. So that's what they need to hear. They need to hear hey, we did some really good things taking care of the basketball. We just got to clean this up, and we got to be more fundamentally sound with it. Then the rebounding. We have an opportunity to dominate on the glass and get extra possessions, and that really comes into effect. We shoot the ball well from 3 in the first 2 games. In the last game we don't, because they overloaded Zach sometimes, and then we just got wide open shots. So, no one's trying to miss shots, right? But if you can keep rebounding, you can keep getting more possessions on the glass, not letting them have second chance ones, and then getting a lot of second chance ones there. And then defensively, just grinding out defensively. I think we've done some really good things on the defensive end. We keep getting better defensively. The place where we haven't been good, which is it's a little bit different. It's a play on just the competitiveness of a game, not just a college game, but at any level when you get up. And so we keep getting ourselves in really good positions and playing well, then we don't finish those games. Some of it is not taking care of the ball, when people come and run and jump at us or press us or do different things. The other one's just not being able to make a wide open shot, and then the push the lead out. So when you compound that, where you're turning it over a little bit more and now you're missing shots, then the other team feels better about it. It's a lot easier to hit a shot down 18 than it is when the score's tied. And so people start to feel good about themselves, then they get their heads up. So just taking care of the basketball, rebounding the basketball, and then the connectivity on defense. We've really made some strides on defense, but we got to do it for 40 minutes.